Hey guys, it's Anime Ultimates here, and this is What If Naruto Was an Uchiha Part 2. There's gonna be one change that actually is going to be like one of these videos and future videos, so I can just know what videos you guys like and if you're getting bored of certain series. But yeah, so the like goal for this video is going to be, let's say 300 likes, and 300 likes to get Part 3. But yeah, so without further ado, roll the intro. Time skip. 3 years. Naruto was now 10 years old. It was his second year of the academy, along with Sasuke. While both of them were reclusive, Naruto was the more level-headed and generally calmer of the two. Sasuke still looked up to Naruto, but the rage Sasuke felt towards Itachi made him impulsive. "Okay, class," Iruka called. "We're going to be doing some Taijutsu spars against your peers to see how you're progressing. First up will be Naruto Uzumaki Uchiha versus Kiba Inuzuka. Bloodlines are allowed, Ninjutsu and Genjutsu are not." Iruka waited for both Naruto and Kiba to get up and onto the ring before he spoke again. "Begin," Iruka called out, seeing that both boys were ready. "I can finally beat your smug-looking face in," Kiba arrogantly called. While in the background, Naruto's fangirls roared in anger. You see, since Naruto had entered the academy, he'd been the best. He'd been the Rookie of the Year since day one, and someone that everyone agreed was the best in his year. That was an undisputed fact that everyone agreed, and a fact that Sasuke liked to brag about. In a way, Naruto had replaced Itachi as the elder brother role for Sasuke. Before the Uchiha massacre, one of Sasuke's favorite things to do was to brag about Itachi, and it seemed that role had now been passed on to Naruto. "Less talking," Naruto said coolly as he slipped into the Uchiha's famous, or rather infamous, Taijutsu style, known as the Interceptor style, and closed his eyes. When he reopened them, Naruto's sharingan were blazing. 2 tomoe in his right eye and 3 tomoe were in his left. They were rotating angrily around each of his respective pupils. "And more action," Naruto finished. "Smug Uchiha," Kiba roared, his nails elongating into claws as he raced forward. He took a swipe at Naruto with his sharp claws, but Naruto dodged by jumping backwards, then used his forearms to bat away Kiba's next attack, taking care to avoid Kiba's sharp claws. Out of the corner of his eye, Naruto saw Kiba's dog trying to sneak up on him from Naruto's right side. His vision with his right sharingan was better, so Naruto was thankful that Akamaru had approached him from the right, where Naruto's right sharingan could easily track and predict its movements with ease. If Akamaru had approached from the left, Naruto would have been slightly slower to react. The slightly longer reaction time wasn't something that Kiba, or any other academy student besides maybe Sasuke, would have been able to capitalize on, but Naruto never liked leaving holes in his guard. As it was, Naruto could see both Kiba and Akamaru at the same time and in high definition. He could even predict their next moves, but as one of his sharingan wasn't fully evolved, it held both itself and the other one back. So when Naruto gained his third and last tomoe in his left eye, both eyes' perception would increase, although his left eye's perception would increase the most. Kiba would perform a two-handed slash with his claws aimed at Naruto's stomach, while Akamaru would try and aim a bite towards Naruto's head. Naruto thought for a moment, a split second. Then he launched into the air, just as his predictions came true, or rather, accurate guesses came true. Kiba carried through with his strike, accidentally nailing Akamaru in the stomach, and when Naruto was coming down, he hooked one of his feet under Kiba's arm and spun in midair once more, pulling Kiba into the air and spinning him around. After he turned 180 degrees, Naruto unhooked Kiba's leg, throwing him across and out of the ring. "Winner by ring out. Naruto Uzumaki Uchiha," Iruka called. Landing calmly, Naruto strode over to where Kiba was and offered a hand to help him up. "Hope I didn't throw you too hard," Naruto said, not smiling, but he had a relaxed expression on his face. Kiba looked like he'd swallowed a whole lemon, but begrudgingly accepted Naruto's hand as Naruto pulled him up. "Thanks," Kiba spat out, clearly disgusted with having to say that. Naruto gave a silent, barely noticeable nod before he turned around and walked back to where Sasuke was standing. Time skip. 2 more years, a couple days after the academy graduation. Naruto stood 20 feet from Sasuke. The distance was quickly closing as Sasuke charged at him. The graduation exam had been a piece of cake. Both Naruto and Sasuke had passed with scores over 90%, with Naruto actually getting a perfect 100%. After that, the academy had announced a month break before they were to be assigned to their teams. The teachers had said it was their time to relax before becoming actual genin, but both Naruto and Sasuke agreed that simply lazing around for an entire month would be detrimental, so they invested in light spars every day. Nothing too dangerous, mainly in Taijutsu, but it would help them stay fit and not lose any progress from relaxing for an entire month. Then, with their free time, they were able to do as they pleased. Naruto had designated his extra time to getting used to his fully matured Sharingan, with 3 Tomoe in each eye. He'd gained his last Tomoe about 1.5 weeks after the graduation test, although Naruto couldn't use his Sharingan during spars with Sasuke to make it equal. "Don't underestimate me by spacing out," Sasuke called, snapping Naruto out of his thoughts. Sasuke aimed a straight punch at Naruto's abdomen, which Naruto sidestepped and responded with a spinning kick. Sasuke dodged by leaning backwards and then responded with 12 rapid-fire jabs, all aimed at Naruto's abdomen. Naruto danced around the first 11 jabs before ducking under the final one and delivering a devastating uppercut to Sasuke's jaw, knocking him up into the air before he fell back down hard. "Looks like I win," Naruto said, holding a hand out to Sasuke. Sasuke grumbled a bit before he accepted Naruto's hand to pull him up. "Again?" Sasuke complained after getting up. "How do you keep winning? We both train extensively." "That's easy," Naruto said. A serene smile split his usually impassive face. "I train to protect the people I care about, and that makes all the difference. Gain power not for your own gains, but to protect what you care about. That is how you become strong. And coincidentally, that is the main backbone of the Will of Fire." Naruto's face then became unusually morose for a millisecond before it went back to being normal. "I have something I need to go attend to, but I'll be back soon, okay?" Naruto said, and after he received a nod from Sasuke, he disappeared in a body flicker. Location change. Somewhere deep inside the forest of Konoha. Naruto's footsteps echoed in the underground meeting place of the Uchiha. The Naka compound was what it was called. The Naka compound was what it was called. But Naruto could care less about the place that had led to the eventual downfall of the Uchiha. This place was where the idea of the Uchiha coup d'etat was first formed. Just being here sickened Naruto, and when he was done, he promised he would wipe it off the face of the earth. It wasn't needed, and it was just used to poison the Uchiha clan. But there was one important thing that he needed: information from a certain stone tablet. Shizue had told him about it, and Itachi had confirmed it before the Uchiha massacre. Stopping in front of the very stone he was looking for, Naruto's Sharingan blazed to life, and some of the words on the tablet became slowly readable. It wasn't much, but Naruto found out how to unlock the next level of the Sharingan and what he would have to do to counter the blindness that accompanied that next level. The feeling of sick returned in full force at what Naruto would have to go through to unlock this new Sharingan. It was so bad that Naruto slumped against the wall. A single tear slid from his eye. He couldn't let Sasuke read this. Absolutely not. It would ruin him. Naruto's resolve had been superheated and molded by his conviction to know what happened to Shizue and his desire to protect Sasuke. But now it was dipped and cooled in the will to rebuild the Uchiha clan without the hatred that had plagued them for centuries. From one generation to the next, the cycle of hatred has continued. But now it ends with me, Naruto declared in his mind. His resolve was now a perfect weapon, just waiting to be sharpened by his ability to do something. Placing a single explosive tag on the stone tablet, Naruto turned around and started to walk away. As he was walking, he put his hands in the hand sign for the shadow clone jutsu. Except he didn't clone himself. No, the explosive tag doubled. Then these two new explosive tags doubled again. This kept happening until the entire room was filled with explosive tags. But by that time, Naruto was long gone and out of the Naka compound. The explosion wouldn't be visible above ground, seeing as how the Naka compound was deep underground. But the ground would sink, crushing everything inside the compound. Goodbye, Naruto stated from a ways away before willing the explosive tags to activate. There was a muffled boom as the ground started caving inwards. Turning back around, Naruto continued on to Konoha. Time skip, 1 month. It had been 1 month since Naruto destroyed the Naka compound. The Anbu, of course, had noticed the destruction, but as it was the Uchiha clan property, they couldn't do anything about it. Training under their new sensei, Kakashi, had been boring, frankly. Naruto, Sasuke, and their third teammate didn't really do anything besides team exercises, which was practically useless, as their teammate, an annoying fangirl by the name of Sakura Haruno, would do anything either Naruto or Sasuke said. This was actually how they passed the Bell test. It required teamwork, and even though they didn't exactly work as a team, Kakashi still passed them anyways. Currently, Team 7 was on their way to the Wave Country. It was their first C-rank mission, but Naruto could already tell something was up. Their client was too jittery and nervous for a simple C-rank. Sasuke and Sakura were more relaxed, as they hadn't noticed anything yet, but Naruto observed Kakashi at the corner of his eye, looking around. Then, a puddle in the middle of the road came into view. Warning bells flared to life in Naruto's head. It hadn't rained in weeks, so why was the area surrounded by the puddle somewhat wet as the puddle dried? Was this an ambush? These were just a few of the thoughts flying through Naruto's head. Naruto turned towards Kakashi-sensei with a subtle questioning glance, to which Kakashi responded with a placating gesture indicating that he had seen it and to simply let things play out. Naruto nodded and waited until they had passed the puddle. Then, suddenly 2 rogue nin burst out of the puddle and seemingly tore Kakashi to shreds. Not wasting a second, Naruto's eyes half closed before they snapped back open, Sharingan activated, the tomoe in each eye circling their respective pupil lazily. Blurring into the body flicker, Naruto appeared in front of the rogue ninja on the left. The ninja froze as his eyes met Naruto's. A quick but powerful haymaker to the solar plexus, and he was out like a light. Turning to the second nin, Naruto noticed that they were avoiding his eyes. Smart, Naruto thought, but not good enough. Not nearly good enough. Darting forward, Naruto and the rogue ninja exchanged blows for about a minute before Naruto tripped up, and the rogue ninja got a blow in, the sharp claws in his gauntlet going through Naruto's stomach. I win, the rogue ninja bragged, but stopped when Naruto raised his right hand and snapped. Then, everything seemed to fade away as the genjutsu he was in dispelled. Naruto was holding the hunter nin by the throat. The ninja tried to struggle, but it was far too late. By then, Naruto had been depriving him of oxygen for over a minute. With his last struggle, he slumped to the ground unconscious. Good job, Naruto, Kakashi said, appearing to the right of Naruto. Kakashi paused before turning to their client. Would you like to explain why you mislabeled your mission difficulty and endangered my students? Please, I beg you, don't hurt me. I was only trying to help my village, Tazuna pleaded. We don't have enough money to pay for a full mission, and we didn't have enough time to gather sufficient funds. There is someone trying to stop me from building the bridge that connects the wave to the mainland. His name is Gaki the Tycoon. Anyway guys, thanks for listening. I hope to see you guys in the next video.